Hello everybody, what's going on? Today I will be showcasing the Minecraft plugin titled Alchemical Arrows, created by 2008 Choco, which is a Minecraft plugin that's meant to revolutionize the PvP experience, mainly focusing on bow-to-bow combat. So as the title would imply, you get a wealth of new elemental and alchemical arrows. So the arrows they have total include earth, fire, water, air, spectral, darkness, light, life, death, magic, and frost. We'll be going into all of these individually in just a moment. Just something to notice, this plugin is 100% like permission node friendly, so they have a wide list of that along with commands. So before we actually begin testing out some of these plugins, we're just gonna, testing out the arrows, we're going to run over the commands real quick. So the base command for this plugin is going to be /alchemical arrows, which allows you to reload the plugin, obviously. So you can reload right here. You can check the version. Sorry, my bad. And as you can see, it gives you a very in-depth look. 2.3.2 API version, development page. And as you can see, we are running the latest version available right now, which is 2.3.2. Additionally, there's also a give arrow command, which allows you to give yourself a specific arrow, like a death arrow, light arrow, just anything you want. So you're going to /give arrow, the arrow name, how many, and to which player. So without further ado, I think now we'll be able to start actually testing out some of the arrows. So if Dexter would fly back down to the podium here as I proceed to prod and shoot him, we'll just go around the circle here. So alrighty guys, so the first arrow we're going to be looking at is the earth arrow. So the earth arrow, what it does if you shoot a player with it is that it will burrow the player into the ground for a brief moment, and slowness 2 will be applied to them for 3 seconds. So why don't we go craft it right now? It looks like we're gonna put arrows. Oh, sorry about that. So looks like we're gonna put arrows all around a piece of dirt. Should give us 8 arrows, I believe. Great. Now let's go drop these arrows to make sure we properly shoot Dexter with an earth arrow. And try and move around. Oh, yeah, look at him. Slow. Slow man. Try to run towards me. Yep, that's him. Slow and weak. Just how I like it. Alrighty, guys. That was the earth arrow in action. Now we can go check out the death arrow. So what the death arrow is going to do, it's going to apply a Wither 2 effect to the player. And there's also a 25% chance that the player will die instantly, which, like, wow, that is one OP arrow. So of course, you know, you're gonna need a Wither arrow for this a Wither skull for this bad boy, and they're not too terribly common. So let's muster up these death arrows. Let's see what Dexter's health is looking at. 20 out of 20. So let's just give him a good shot here. What's it looking at now? 14 out of 20. It doesn't look like he instantly died. That's too bad, but hey. Anyways, let's keep going. Let's toss these arrows out and advance. Now we have the frost arrow. So the frost arrow, in my opinion, is also pretty massively powered. So any player hit by this arrow will not be able to move or jump for 5 seconds. So again, I think that's huge, and all you need are arrows and a snowball. So it's pretty easy to craft, pretty powerful in my opinion as well. Oops, sorry about that. So we're gonna make the circle around the snowball. There we go. We got some frost arrows locked and loaded, ready to go. We're just gonna shoot this up. It should be regular arrow damage, but as you can see, Dexter is stuck. He is unable to jump or move for a whole 5 seconds. Oh, well, 5 seconds seems to have passed. Good for him. Alright, let's drop these frost arrows. And And now we can move on to the magic arrows. As you can see, we're gonna need some blaze powder for this. So basically what the magic arrow should do is it's supposed to launch back your enemy at an immense speed. So already this sounds pretty awesome to me. Why don't we go give it a try here. Oh man, that was a launcher, man. Imagine playing like something like this on like Super Smash Bros, like the Super Smash Bros plugin, or even for something like Cookie Slap as like a, I don't know, an alternate kit or something. Just my mind swirling with all these fresh and hot ideas, you know. So why don't we go drop off these magic arrows, and let's go have a look at the light arrows now. So what the light arrow is going to do is it allows makes the player instantly look up, and on top of that it's gonna strike a bolt of lightning down on the player, or if you're also shooting at like an entity or something. So why don't we go give this a try here. Let's go give him a whopping shot. Ooh, perfecto. Nice big crack of the lightning bolt, just what I wanted. Alrighty guys, after the light arrow, we're going to check out the water arrow. Oh, my bad, I forgot to pick up my arrows when I go recharge. Alright, so we're going to get the water arrow here with the water bucket. Go place some water on here. Water bucket in the middle. We got our water arrows now. We do retain the bucket, which is nice to see. So what the water arrow is going to do is going to shoot 300% faster while underwater. So they drop pretty fast as well. So if you shoot Dax with it, obviously there's no special effect here. But I'll pause the video so we can go underwater for a second. Alrighty guys, so what I did is I just made a quick like waterfall like roll edit. So as you can see here, here's the arrow being fired regularly. Now let's fire it through here. As you can see, the arrow drops off very quickly. If we were to fire it underwater though, like right under here, it's gonna fire off pretty fast, then drop pretty quickly. Again, regular, underwater. So there we go. That is the water arrow. I'll go TV back to Daxter and we can get to the rest of everything. Up next we have the Ender Arrow, which I believe switches your place with your opponent. So why don't we go try to... Oh, sorry, that must have been a regular arrow. Sorry, I forgot to swatch. Oh, yep, there we go. See? So this could be really useful in long-range combat. You know, especially if you try to do one of these tricky like jump shots. You jump off, hit them. Okay, well, imagine if you jump off, hit them with the arrow. As you're jumping off, they take the fall damage too. That's just rich. Or if you do it into lava or something. Again, one of those high-risk, high-return arrows in my opinion. But hey, definitely awesome to see. So why don't we go drop this off, taking some of these arrows. Up next is the Darkness Arrow, which is pretty simple. All it does is it gives your enemy blindness for 5 seconds. So it could be pretty powerful. Actually, no, that is very powerful in my opinion. So we're going to get him with that. Daxter here has a blindness effect. You can tell he's just looking around everywhere, doesn't even know what to do. Classic. Here we go, we got some more arrows here. Now we're on to the Confusion Arrow. We're going to need a Poisonous Potato for this one. Definitely an appropriate arrow choice here. So we got the Confusion Arrow locked and loaded, ready to go. What this bad boy is going to do is it will rotate 180 degrees and receive 5 seconds of confusion. So let's give it a go. Oh, yeah, there we go. So he flipped around entirely. Let's flip him around again just for the fun of it. Haha, let's flip him. Okay, one more. Bang. Perfect. Let's go drop these off and get ready for the Fire Arrow. Again, it's not displayed here because you can't put fire... Well, at least on Barbercraft, you can't put fire arrows into the item frame. So with the fire arrow, if we hit someone with this, the player will be set on fire, and it's going to last between 2 to 5 seconds. Let's try it out now. Does not look right. Let's try hitting him with it again. Or maybe it's because he has a condition on him right now. Let's give it another go. Is he on fire? Is he taking damage? Well, huh, that's a little bit strange that he did not get lit on fire, but that might just be a bug. Probably by the time this video's up, I'll notify the developer, and hopefully that ends up getting fixed up, because I did not see any fire come on him in that instance. Alright, next up we have the air arrow. So as you can see, it's gonna require a feather and 8 arrows. So we're gonna put this here. Voila, we got our air arrows loaded up. I'd say this is a pretty powerful arrow as well. It's gonna launch up your opponent at a pretty high velocity. It kind of depends on which one, because the amounts vary. So I'm sure this is also configurable in the configuration. So if you get lucky, he might get launched up higher or at a greater velocity from 1 to 2. So again, it's sort of like high risk, high reward sort of arrow in my opinion. Alright, next up we have the life arrow. So one second while I get the glistening melon out. I'm going to put this in the middle, put arrows all around it. There you go, life arrows set up. Perfect. So this is actually something that's not going to damage the player. It's actually not even going to damage the player, but it's actually going to apply regeneration effect for 3 seconds. So as you can see here, let's check Dexter. I don't think he took any damage from that. He should 11 out of 20 right now. Let's see what he's at now. It should be healing him up. Oh no, guess not. Not from the life arrow. Apparently not right now. That might also need to be patched up in the next iteration. So that's all the arrows on the first floor. There are actually 3 additional arrows: the grapple arrow, necrotic arrow, and also the magnetic arrow. So we'll go over these pretty quickly here. Magnetic arrow is just going to be an iron ingot. Arrows all around. Voila. So what this arrow is going to do is it should launch your opponent closer to you. Aha, there we go. So as if they were as if they had a magnetic attachment to you. So let's fire it again. Oh, killed him. My bad, but hey, it's all good. It was in the name of science and YouTube. Perfect. So we got some more arrows. Right here we have the necrotic arrow. So think of it like necromancer, or I guess necro is just anything dead. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that totally right, but here we go. We got the necrotic arrow now. So what's really awesome about this arrow, I'm not sure if it'll be properly displayed here because this area is very closed off. But if we fire this arrow at him, it's gonna make enemies within a 50 by 50 area around him instantly be aggro towards him. So depending on the right circumstance, this arrow could cause tons of damage. And the last arrow, but certainly not least, is going to be the grappling hook arrow. Let's drop these off, pick up some of these, and let's get to it. Gonna need a tripwire hook, and okay. So this is actually functions more as a grappling hook rather than as a PvP mechanic. So if you wanted to get to a certain area, you're gonna fire your grappling arrow, and depending on how well you fire it, you might be able to get up there. It's gonna have to be kind of a long shot. There we go, perfect. So as you can see, it's a really awesome arrow. Could really get you out of tight situations, I suppose. So anyways guys, that was me showcasing the Minecraft plugin titled Alchemical Arrows. You can find this plugin on both Bucket and Spigot. It'll be down in the description below. Additionally, my server IP will be down in the description below. We run Alchemical Arrows. This hub can be found as /warp Alchemical Arrows on Barbercraft, just in case you need a little bit of help learning these or with crafting recipes. So hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks to Dexter for helping me out, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you guys later.